So Essence, apparently, word on the street is that Vice Media Group, uh, who owns Refinery29, if you don't know what Refinery29 is, it's basically a female centered digital space.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's like the best way to put it.
I gotta
Um,
be honest. I never, before we said we were going to talk about this, I never heard of Refinery29.
Again, female centered space, so I can understand why you haven't. But I have loved Refinery29 for a long time, and particularly their division that is centered around Black women, which is called R29 Unbothered. Um, and Unbothered basically does what Essence does
Ah, okay.
in the digital space, I would say. So
Hmm.
you're getting a lot of content. I'm sure I've sent you content from Unbothered before, but you get a lot of Black women centered content. They do all kinds of things. Like I know they've created podcasts under their brand. There's a lot of digital content that's about everything under the sun, careers, dating, you name it. And celebrities and all of the things, as I like to
Are
say.
they known for a specific thing? Like a lot of times you say like, oh, right now HBO is known for like Game of Thrones and Succession.
I would say their digital content. Like everything they do has been online as far as I know. I don't think there's anything. I think they even have some sort of event that comes up annually, but their content is primarily digital content. So if you were to go to their Instagram and pull it up, you'd be like, "Oh, okay, I get it." It's sometimes hard to explain, um, but that's basically what it is. It's like a space that they created for women,
Okay.
where they talk about everything under the sun. They highlight different people. They do interviews. They do all kinds of things.
Okay.
Um, but it's fluid in the sense that it's not just one particular thing. I think the main thing for them is creating, digital content for women. So you get a lot of different things under that umbrella. And under the Refinery29 umbrella, it's not just R29 Unbothered. They actually have um a section that is centered around Hispanic culture. They have all kinds of different things under the Refinery29
That's
umbrella.
pretty
So
cool.
yes, it's very cool. Vice currently owns it, and apparently they just did a bunch of layoffs. So,
Yeah.
like a lot of companies are struggling right now. I would hate to see something like this go away because I just think that they create such great content. Um, so apparently, Essence, Essence Ventures, the parent company of Essence Magazine, is looking to acquire Refinery29.
Sounds like it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I think that would be really, really cool. And I feel like there's so much more that could be done under that umbrella. Um, Also, Essence is like becoming this, or has become this, one-stop shop. So it has obviously its titles, it has its Essence Fest and all of that, and those tentpole things that Essence does, but it also has its own like advertising agency arm too, which I think is really cool. So they've done a lot of things to expand Essence, and I just think that this just seems like a natural progression for them to acquire a company like this.
Yeah.
So I would love to see what happens next with it. Again, I love R29 Unbothered. I follow them. I look at their content all the time. So I hope that it continues to live on. I would hate for something like that to be lost because people are, a lot of companies are seeing losses in revenue and having to let go of their staff.
Okay. Yes, that's true. Lots of companies are downgrading right now. Every week we're hearing about thousands and thousands of layoffs from companies.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, yeah, it does sound, based on what you said, like Refinery29 would be a great addition to the Essence team, because it seems like they have very similar agendas, mission statements, etc. So that's really cool. Um, and I'm curious to see how they would collaborate and interweave them into the Essence ecosystem if they do acquire them. Because it does sound like they would be able to fall right in line with the things going on in the Essence brand. So I'm curious to see if they acquire them, how will they weave them in? What type of intersectionality will have in the content? Or will they just be, part of the Essence rotation?
Yeah. I think it would be really cool. And it's just, listen, if you could expand in the digital space in any way right now, you're gonna want to do that. You're gonna want to diversify your portfolio and not have it be one thing. I mean, Essence is certainly not one thing, but to
Right.
add a few more things wouldn't hurt. So I think it's really cool, and I'm excited for that. I mean, I don't know if it'll really happen. It says they're looking to do it, so we'll see if it comes out. But typically, by the time we hear about things,
Yeah, things are already moving and shaking in the background.
exactly, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
you
agree
don't
with
get those
that.
types of leaks unless, well, except for that one company we won't talk about, which we've talked about before. But you don't get those types of leaks
Right.
unless something's really happening most of the time.
Yeah,
So
that's true.